Hi, I'm Jennifer. This is Unearthed Relics, and in today's video, I am excited to show off my new Nancy Drew junk journal, which I just finished creating. I've been working on this off and on for several months as I've kind of scattered other projects in between, and I'm really excited that I finally got it to a state where I feel like I can show it off to the world. I didn't get a chance to do any new thrifting or shopping at Goodwills or garage sales this past week, but I do want to show off a few things this week that I've collected over the years. So going back to my childhood, in addition to loving to read Nancy Drew books, I also love to find older copies of them and to kind of dig into them to see what was different about them, the different artwork as it evolved over the years, as well as some of the text changes that had been made to keep it a little bit more contemporary. In any case, this is one that actually does date back to my childhood. I know because I have my little name stamp inside of it, and not my, obviously, childhood for being the first owner of it, but this is one that I had found when I was younger and was really excited. I got into kind of learning which order of printings had which styles, and I think this is one of my only ones with kind of the blue cover and orange page color inside of it. It's got the really fun kind of spread there, definitely has kind of a 30s sort of look to it. This one is Secret of Shadow Ranch from 1931, so barely out of the 20s and has that feel to it for sure. And I love this art, I think, just about the best of any of them. I also have some from the 40s and a couple of them with the dust jackets, as well as many without. I think most of the times you find these with the kind of green or blue tweed sort of cover to them. You find them without the dust jacket, but the art inside of them is still really good. The ones with the inside plates that look kind of like that, so one big full image, and then they kind of transition. That one was Clue in the Crumbling Wall from, let's see, that one was 1945, and another one from the 40s here. I love when they come with like the book plates of the previous owner and just kind of seeing the way that people kind of made them a part of their personal library. The transition here, this one I think was from the 50s. This is The Secret of the Old Clock, which is obviously one of the original books in the storyline. This was a printing from 1959. It's got the kind of front plates or what do you call it? The inside cover stuff that looks kind of like this. So there's scenes from some of the different stories. And then these are the ones that I grew up kind of reading, the ones with the yellow spine. Those actually started, I guess, a little bit earlier than I had thought. So they kind of had that similar scenes from multiple stories in some of them. This one has a little note made here that it was a Christmas gift from 1971. So I guess they had done, switched over to kind of this style printing pretty early on. And all of this information is available online. I didn't want to waste time in looking it up just because others have done a very good job explaining that, but it still has a lot of the fun illustrations in it, and I think these books are still pretty cool and fun too. And then it kind of switched to the single kind of Nancy Drew image. Most of the ones when I was getting them new growing up were kind of this version of it. In fact, this would have been very similar to one that I would have gotten. This was a 1987 printing, and that probably was around the time, maybe a little bit later than when I had started reading these, but was still kind of trying to get through as many of them as possible. In any case, I really, really like those. In addition to the Nancy Drews, I also occasionally find other mystery themed kind of series. I have some of the Dana Girls. This one is a Kay Tracy mystery. I hadn't heard of that one before. Some, Bobbsey twins and things like that too. So Just the serialized novels I think are really interesting. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't point out Hardy Boys as well. Never really read a lot of the Hardy Boys mysteries, but I really do enjoy the artwork on them just as much as the Nancy Drews. I think that they were often created by the same or similar artists, so they have kind of a similar look and feel. In any case, those are some of my previous thrifted finds, and those had helped to facilitate the creation of a junk journal. So one of the things that kind of got my mind thinking that would be a fun thing to do was finding a book that had kind of a broken spine, wasn't in great shape, probably the kind of thing that somebody would have just thrown away, which is perfect for a junk journal. So I'm going to switch things over, give you a walk through the book, and then spend a little bit of time kind of showing off that process of creating some of the pages, so you kind of get a behind the scenes glimpse. So join me on the next part of today's journey. All right, so here is the journal. I didn't do anything too fancy with the closure, just used a kind of glimmery ribbon here and tied on an old skeleton key. The book itself, it was in really rough shape, as you can kind of see by the edges here. Hopefully that's from a lot of times being read and loved over the years. It was missing this part of the spine, and so I was able to kind of open it up a little bit easier and do the things that I needed to do. It expanded pretty easy to make it a little bit thicker than a regular book or what it would have been originally. I did remove a lot of pages, and kind of Googling and trying to figure out different techniques for doing altered book junk journals. That was something I didn't realize at first, although it made perfect sense, that you got to take some pages out to make room for all the other kind of chunky stuff that you stick in there. In any case, this is the quest of the missing map, and was careful to kind of do it in such a way I think the missing map still makes sense. So even though I've got part of it cut off there, I think that works pretty well. And this is just a sheet of washi tape on the binder, a thick piece of washi tape kind of along the back binding, and then a piece of lace, larger piece of lace, stuck on with tacky glue. So probably not the strongest way to bind out a book, but obviously very functional and a good no-sew technique. I was also able to incorporate some washi tape here just to kind of give it a little bit more stability. Didn't need to do it in the back. It was still kind of attached, but this one had kind of come detached. So there's a few places where I've kind of used washi tape as a means just to kind of help stabilize the book a little bit. And then I did a lot of stenciling and stamping, a little bit of paint here. The stickers that I created by taking photos of pictures from various books and book covers that I had, and then I edited them on the iPad to kind of take away the background so that they could kind of function as stickers and you didn't have to be as precise when cutting them out. Because these were clear stickers, not on white paper, I had to kind of put some background behind some of them. Although I didn't always do that, and it creates kind of a cool effect as well. You'll see some of the images where the picture kind of sticks through a little bit more. So lots of pockets with things tucked in. I won't go through all of those just in the interest of time. Incorporated different scans of covers here. There's one where the image is kind of over the thing behind it. I think it looks kind of cool, kind of like a projection on a wall sort of feel to it. I've got lots of tuckaways, and again have incorporated those sticker images onto some of the things that I've got in the tuck pockets. Here's another little one here. I don't have anything stuck into that one. We'll have to remedy that. This one's got like a little notebook down in there. The little, I don't know all the names for these. I just kind of was getting ideas by watching videos. I'm sure they have formal fancy names. I'm going to call these like the triangle pockets here. And again, those are just made by folding pages of the book down and then gluing parts or taping parts together. So I love the fact I found an old recipe, and it's Carolyn's baked beans. So in homage to the author Carolyn Keene, or at least the pen name. This is another little library card that I stuck onto there with a fake library card in there. Also made a lot of these little kind of clip-on types of things. Those are always really fun and give you the ability to kind of add more things later. But these again are just all Nancy Drew images as well. That one's got a little postcard stuck into there. This one I just took an old greeting card, and I didn't particularly like the cover of, and was able to stick an image onto that one. Kept the inside of the card there so that can kind of hide away. Little playing card. I tried to make as many of the things that are tucked in there ready for journaling as possible by adding kind of lined paper, that kind of thing. This one's got a little old Ben Franklin thing. I just kind of like that because it looks kind of like a little clue. I originally thought I would put like a little mystery, have some codes going throughout the book. I might still do that. But in the interest of time, since this has been such a long time coming, I wanted to go ahead and share it out. This one's got an altered envelope that I've got some things stuck down into the little windows there. This is kind of a half page, so you could clip something onto this page here. And then this one's got a pocket over here with a little card tucked down into. This one's kind of got the little flap here for tucking things away. And this one's kind of got 3 little pockets here with little tuck-ins along the way. Just have a page clipped here. These were really cool old names that I just found in an old textbook. Somebody had written the names, maybe of their friends or maybe their classmates. The penmanship is gorgeous, and I thought that could be like a suspect list here. This is kind of a translucent sheet of scrapbooking paper, so I'm able to tuck some things down behind that. And another little pocket over here with a note card. Another kind of 3 pocket, or I guess it's only 2 pockets, but kind of 3 tiers on this page with little cards kind of tucked into that. I found some French vocabulary quiz cards. Like, I was trying to find words that were sort of mystery-y, so I thought proof was a good one. Another page with a little tuck there. That's just the book cover and kind of inside piece of that. So you could like add more paper onto that to journal onto. In this case, I went ahead and put a Mod Podge on it, so it gives it more of kind of a glossy look and also made it a little bit more stable. Another little spot for journaling here. Another little mini journal or notepad there. Another little card. I found this evidence bag. I thought that was hysterical, just in terms of something that is related to crime and mystery. A frontis plate from an older book there, it with some stamping on it, and then used a sticker. So obviously it's on a bingo card. So that's kind of what's tucked down in there. I think the idea, I love junk journals because it is kind of mysterious in its own right, because you're kind of exploring all of the different hiding spots, and some of them are a little bit trickier to find. This one I had really fun with. I kind of got the idea early on because of the images. In this one she was looking through a door, but I kind of like to think she's looking through this window over here, and I've got the lace over there, so maybe it's like a curtain. In any case, when you turn the page, turns out that she's in there, so I had to kind of work it so that that was the way that the images turned out. But I love the fact that it looks like she's kind of peering through at her, and I just did this by gluing a couple of pages together and taking an X-Acto knife and cutting out there. I added the washi tape on this side to make a little bit of a frame, but I kind of like this look here. in a frameless sort of fashion. I got another little pocket over here that tucks in a card. I got some more here, more of the altered playing cards. This is just an envelope right now. You could add a piece of paper into it. I wrote Nancy Drew on there. I was gonna look up her address in River Heights. I don't know if there's like a made up address. I think it's a made up town in any case. But yeah, I might add that onto there. So it looks like it's a little message going to her. Some more little tuck-ins here. Another altered bingo card and just a little tuck-in piece of paper to write on. Oops. I want to make sure I don't miss any pages. I thought this was another fun image because they're actually together and using these communicator bracelets as part of the story. Nancy's kind of ghost-like to begin with, so the fact that she's kind of disappearing over this page is kind of cool. And then space to write, obviously, there. Another one, I put another French vocabulary card here, worry. This cover, she's running from a burning house. I've got another little kind of half-page flap here with another little bingo card tuck-in there as well. And I just used like a paper punch to do the cutouts there. I don't have a perfectly sized one, but I thought that one kind of worked pretty well for that with some lace embellishment. Again, just other little note cards kind of tucked in. I love the color of this and how it matched in with her dress. This is just kind of, again, a half page up and down pocket here, so you can tuck a little note card in there as well. More stenciling. Took old newspaper, these were like crime reports, and I decoupaged over those and added a little bit of white paint to kind of tie in with the other side there. And then when I had started the project and referenced it, I actually had somebody send me a postcard that's the cover of a book. So I've got that one tucked in there, and that was a really kind gift that really inspired me to keep working on this project, even though I kept putting it aside multiple times over the course of it. And then just the end, I got another little piece of lace there. That is the book, and now I'll show you some of the process of creating it. So I have been taking images from books, like the one here, for example. So you can see the image on the book, and then I've kind of added that to a page there. And I'm just using a piece of software called Paper, and with the Apple Pencil on the iPad, it works really well because you basically just trace around, kind of like your fussy cutting, only with a pen or pencil. It usually takes a couple tries to get it just the way I like it, and I don't think it matters if it's too perfect. So I've got all kinds of pages made from different book covers to do various stickers, and I've kind of got them clustered by the different eras that they come from. So I think that'll be fun. What I'm going to try to do is print them a couple different ways. I have some clear shipping labels, so that's going to be my first attempt. And then I've also got pieces of copier paper with tissue on them. I've done this for like candle transfers in the past. And if it doesn't jam up the printer too much, it will be perfect. So fingers crossed on that front. I'm going to send the clear labels through first and we'll see how they turn out. All right, so I've got stuff from the printer. While I was waiting for everything to print, I went ahead and cut out one image, but I think they turned out pretty well. These are the ones I did on the label paper, so they'll make stickers. I doubled up some of the images since there were two labels on each page, so some of the things in the middle get cut in half, but I think if I am careful in putting them in the book, they'll be fine. I printed 2 copies of that one. There, and then this is the one that I did on the tissue paper. I think it turned out really cool too. I'm hoping that that'll be a little bit more transparent maybe, but I think that'll be fun to print on. And really all I did was take a piece of tissue paper and taped around the edges so that it wouldn't get caught up in the printer. I also printed some of the cover and end pages that I had. One cover there, another sticker. Anyway, I think I'll have lots of things to craft with here. And I pulled some other paper out of my scrapbooking stash as well. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try to jump on in and get to playing with this a little bit.